Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. Now this is a very exciting video. The puppy is also here. This is a very exciting video because this is the first video I'm doing about our honeymoon plans. Now if you've followed me for a while or if you know me personally, you will know that this honeymoon is very long awaited. He's going to keep doing this because I'm using his toy box to put the camera on. So you will know that this honeymoon is very, very long awaited. So we were due to get married in May 2020 and our honeymoon was then scheduled for September 2020. And then obviously the pandemic happened and every time we moved the wedding, we moved the honeymoon. Now we, pre-pandemic, went on holiday at least once a year. Most of the time we would go twice a year, but at least once a year. So for us, we haven't been on holiday now for 3 years. That is a long time for us to go without a holiday. We're so used to going every year. It's been a long time, and especially because we were so excited for what we had planned for our honeymoon, it feels like forever since we were originally planning this. And now, as I'm filming this, we are just about 4 weeks away from actually going on our honeymoon. So now that I'm pretty much through all of the wedding content that I had for you, I thought it was about time I started telling you a bit about our honeymoon. So today I'm just going to give you a brief overview of what we're going to do on our honeymoon, tell you some of the things we've got planned, where we're going, some of the experiences we're going to be doing, just to give you that rough idea of what we're going to be doing while we're away. We are going for about 3.5 weeks. It's kind of like a big blowout honeymoon. We did have some money saved already, and then obviously we've been able to save a bit more every time we've had to postpone and it's been further away. And then we did get lots of money generously gifted to us for wedding presents, so that has gone towards it as well. So we are able to make this our biggest and best holiday yet. So we are really, really excited for it. I will be filming when we're on honeymoon, but it's gonna more be filming for our memories rather than vlogging for YouTube. I don't want to spend my honeymoon feeling like I need to capture content. I just want to film the things that we want to remember. So there probably won't be a lot of talking to the camera. There might not even be a lot of talking at all. It's just going to be things that I know we'll want to look back on, but I will be uploading it to YouTube for you all to see. So this video is going to be a sort of introduction to everything that you have to look forward to basically in our honeymoon videos. Nearer the time I will be doing a Q&A, I will be doing a pack with me. We are going to some parks, so I will be doing a what's in my park bag video. So you do have all of that to look forward to before the honeymoon. And I'm going to schedule a couple of the videos for while we're actually away as well, so that there isn't going to be a big gap with no videos. But yeah, today is just the brief introduction. So if you do enjoy this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. That does mean the world, and it also means that it gets seen by more people. If you're new around here, please do go and check out all the videos on my channel, and definitely stick around, click that subscribe button, because as I've said, there is a lot of exciting things to come. Make sure if you are subscribed, you turn on that notification bell. I do try to upload every Sunday, but if for any reason that changes, that notification bell will tell you as soon as I upload a video. So let's get on with the exciting part, all the details. So, we are starting our honeymoon the night before our flight, and we are flying from Heathrow this time because that is basically the only place we could fly from. Obviously that is a long way from where we are. It's probably going to be about a 6-hour journey to get there, which we're not looking forward to, but we are getting a taxi, so it's not like either of us has to do the driving. He wants me to play. Yeah, so we're flying from Heathrow. The night before, we are staying at the Holiday Inn Express. We weren't bothered about a fancy hotel or anything too over the top for the night before our flight. You literally just need somewhere that you can have something to eat, a nice bed to sleep in, and that's about it. And some of the hotels at Heathrow Airport were ridiculous prices, like ridiculous. The Holiday Inn Express was £60 for the one night, which you can't go wrong with. £60 is such good value, and it means we just have to get like a 5-minute Uber or taxi in the morning for our flight. So we've booked that for the night before. We are flying with Virgin Atlantic. We have flew with them quite a lot of times in the past, not for a long time, but we used to always fly with them and we always had good service. We've booked to fly premium there and back. We just wanted to splurge a little bit for our honeymoon, and we did get a really good deal. I know it was towards the end of the year that we booked. I'm not sure if it was Black Friday sale or a Boxing Day sale, but it was one of those that's at the end of the year, and we got a really good deal for premium economy. So we have spent a little bit more than we normally would on flights, but neither of us loves flying. We do it because we have to get to where we want to go, and if we can make that experience a little bit more comfortable, a little bit more enjoyable, then on our honeymoon we definitely want to do that. So we have paid a little bit more for premium. We have booked the 2 seats at the very back of premium, so we've only got a wall behind us, no other people, so we can recline our seats fully without feeling like we're bothering anybody or without anybody complaining, and then we can hopefully maybe get a good few hours sleeping, because I know at least on the way there it's like an 11-hour flight, so we're definitely going to want to get some sleep while we're on the plane. So yeah, that's who we're flying with. We are flying from Heathrow to LAX, and then on the way back we are flying from MCO to Heathrow. Both ways we're doing premium, and both ways we are in the 2 seats at the back of premium. So I'm very much looking forward to that, because I know that you get a glass of Prosecco when you get on board, the seats are a bit more comfortable, a bit more leg room, the menu options are a bit better. So yeah, very much looking forward to that. We have done it a couple of times before, so we know what to expect, and we're really looking forward to it. The basics of our trip: we are doing 8 nights in LA and then 14 nights in Orlando. If you know us at all, if you've followed me for a while, if you know us personally, you will know that Orlando has a very special place in our hearts. It is a home from home. We absolutely love it there. We love all of the parks, and we knew that Orlando had to be a part of our honeymoon. That has always been in the honeymoon plans, but especially since the pandemic, with not being able to go for so long when we used to go every year, Florida was definitely going to be a part of our honeymoon. But rather than just doing our usual Florida holiday, because it was our honeymoon, we wanted to make it that bit more special, do something a bit different. So we decided to add on a week in LA at the start of the trip, which ended up actually being 8 nights in LA. So the first hotel that we are staying at, we are staying in a sort of central location in LA for all of the main tourist spots. And we have booked to stay at the Sheraton Universal City. This is right next door to Universal Studios Hollywood, and it's in a pretty good distance to just be able to get an Uber or a taxi or something to any of the other places we want to go to. This is probably one of the more luxury hotels that we're going to be staying in. It was a little bit pricier, but we really wanted to be in that location, so we just went for it and booked it when it got to a price that we were sort of happy to pay. The hotel looks absolutely stunning. As I said, it's in a really good location, and we have had some sort of conversations with some of the staff there already when we've messaged to ask them things, and they have been so helpful and they've already been so welcoming, and we haven't even got there yet. After our 4 nights there, we then moved to Anaheim because we're going to go to Disneyland, so we wanted to be a bit closer to there for the second half of the trip. And when we're in Anaheim, we have booked to stay in the King's Inn. We did have a few options for when we're in Anaheim. We just wanted somewhere that was in a good location for Disneyland so that we could walk there and back, and that had pretty good reviews and was reasonably priced. The King's Inn fits all of these. It's got good reviews. It seems to be on the smaller scale, so it's not going to be filled with people and too busy. Really close to Disneyland so that we can walk there and back. And we have had some emails back and forward with the people that own it and run it, and they seem really lovely. I did have a slight problem. We have to pay a 1-night deposit, and I put my card details in for that, and my card blocked it. The bank obviously thought it was something suspicious, so they blocked the transaction. And obviously, being in the UK, it isn't as easy as just being able to pick up the phone and ring the hotel, but they were really helpful, and we got that sorted really quickly. So yeah, all has been good so far with those. And then in Orlando, we are staying at Disney's Pop Century Resort. I know a lot of people on their honeymoon would usually go for a moderate or a deluxe resort, go for something that's a bit of luxury for your honeymoon, but we really love the value resorts at Disney. We love the theming of them, we love all the bright colours, we love how in the Disney bubble that you feel when you're at the value resorts. So we knew that we wanted to stay at a value, We did debate with staying at Art of Animation, which we have stayed at lots of times previously, and we would really have liked to have stayed there, but there was an offer on at the time we were looking to book where we have got a $500 dining credit to the room and a $200 gift card for staying at Pop Century. Art of Animation wasn't included on that offer, so we just couldn't say no to such a good offer. So we're staying at Pop. We've had a look at some reviews, like video reviews on YouTube and some reviews on blogs online and stuff, and we're really excited to stay there. We've requested to stay in the 50s building, and we've also requested a king bedroom rather than 2 doubles. We're not really that fussed, but we had the option to make requests, so we thought we might as well. So we'll see when we actually check in whether we get those requests. I have actually already done our online check-in for Pop Century because you can do that right away. So when we get there, we'll have had our room number uploaded to the app, and we can just go straight to our room without having to stand in a long queue at check-in or anything. So that is a massive bonus. So I know you're all probably waiting for me to get to the really good part, which is everything that we're actually going to be doing on our honeymoon. So I'll start with our 8 nights in LA. The main things that we're going to be doing is we are doing Universal Studios Hollywood. We have got a day and a half there, and we've actually booked the VIP tour for Universal Studios. We're big Universal fans, and while Universal Studios Hollywood isn't as big as Orlando, we didn't want to risk missing out on anything. So we thought by booking this VIP tour, we pretty much guarantee to get everything done, and then we can probably also, on our half day, repeat some of the things that are our favourites. We are so excited for this VIP tour. After reading everything about it and seeing how good value it is, like it isn't actually that much more expensive than it would have been to buy the day ticket. So we are really excited for this tour, and to get to go on a bit of the behind the scenes and just find out a bit more about Universal Studios Hollywood. It looks like it's going to be really interesting. I'm very sorry if you can hear snuffling. I don't know what the dog is doing. He's like trying to dig his way into the sofa, I think, so I'm sorry about that, but he's enjoying himself. We are also doing the Warner Brothers Studio tour. We are big Harry Potter fans, we are big Friends fans, we love Big Bang Theory. I am a huge Gilmore Girls fan, so that is something that we really wanted to do while we were on honeymoon. I know that there is one in London, but to be honest, we never go to London. It's such a hassle to get to. So we're really excited to be able to do that while we're on honeymoon. And I'm also actually really excited. Okay. I'm also actually really excited. The cafe that they have there is Friends themed. It's sort of like a Central Perk cafe. So I'm really excited to get some lunch in there as well. We have the 9:30 tour booked. So once we've finished our tour, we're going to go and get some lunch in there. We are also going to Six Flags Magic Mountain. This wasn't something that was originally in the plans. It was something that we sort of added on when we realised we were going to have some spare time, and I cannot wait. We are big roller coaster fans. We've been looking at all the like POV videos on YouTube. Wonder Woman has just opened and it looks amazing. I am a little bit terrified of it because you sit individually, like single file seats, and I have never been on a roller coaster without Richard sat next to me. So I am a little bit scared of it, but it looks so good, and a lot of the rides there look amazing. We only have about half a day there, so we won't get to do everything, but I'm hoping it'll be pretty quiet because we're going on a weekday in September, so I'm hoping it'll be pretty quiet and we will get quite a bit done. So those are like the main big things that we are doing. But we are, of course, going to do all of the touristy stuff, like all of the typical things that you think of when you think of LA. We are going to go and see the Hollywood side. We're going to go to Lake Hollywood Park and Griffith Observatory to get good views of that. And then we're also going to do a couple of other things while we're in the area, like going to the merry-go-round in Griffith Park and that sort of thing. And the views from Griffith Observatory look absolutely outstanding. I cannot wait to see those. We're also going to do the Walk of Fame, obviously the Chinese Theatre, the Dolby Theatre. We are going to go to the Grove and the Farmers Market. I've seen there's a little like trolley car that goes around there that tells you like about the history of it, and I love anything like that, so I'm very excited for that. We are going to go to Venice Beach and have a look at the canals, the skate park, the murals, and then walk along there to Santa Monica and go on the pier, do a couple of rides. I'm really hoping that the timing will work out how we've planned it. I think that as we're walking from Venice Beach to Santa Monica Pier, it should be around sunset time when we're getting to Santa Monica Pier. So I'm hoping we might get to see a really nice sunset while we're there as well. That would just like top off the experience for me. So yeah, all of the typical touristy things that we are going to do, so all of that will be in the videos as well, and I am so excited. I don't think I mentioned, but Richard has been to LA once before when he was really young with his family, and I've never been. So this is going to be like a brilliant experience for both of us. Me getting to see somewhere new and all these new experiences, and a lot of the things that we're doing Richard hasn't done, even though he's been once before, and obviously it's been that many years since he's been. A lot of it will be new to him anyway, so that is why we are so extra excited for this trip, because it is so new to us. Once we're done with our days in LA, we are then, as I said, moving to Anaheim for 4 nights, and while we are there we are going to be doing 3.5 days at Disneyland. I have never been to Disneyland, Richard hasn't been since he was really young, and as big Disney fans we just cannot wait to be in the original park, to stand where Walt stood and just to see this idea that he actually had and saw through, and he was there for the opening. And if you're a big Disney fan yourself, you will know how amazing that is going to be. We are really hoping we can do the Walk in Walt's Footsteps tour. That is something we have said from the start that we wanted to do. But at the minute, since the pandemic, they haven't started doing that tour again. I did speak to a cast member on live chat a few days ago, and they said that it is still unavailable. So I mean, we do have a few weeks until we go. Fingers crossed it might start operating again, but as of yet it is not. So we might not get to do that, but we will still have an amazing time at Disneyland even if we don't get to. We're not doing Oogie Boogie Bash because we didn't want to sacrifice any time in the parks for Halloween events when it's our first time there. So yeah, we're not doing Oogie Boogie Bash, but we will get to see the fireworks in the Disneyland park, and I'm hoping we'll get to see World of Colour. Yeah, I just can't wait for a few days in the original Disney park. Something I did actually forget to mention, that it's sort of on an in-between day, so it's after we check out of our LA hotel and before we check into our Anaheim hotel. We are going to go and see a couple of the filming locations from the movie Halloween. I'm sure you'll have heard of it, like Michael Myers. It's one of our favourite Halloween films. I'm a big wimp, but even I love that film. And the house, and this sounds stupid if you don't know what I'm talking about, but the hedge of the film, we've found where they are, and they're pretty close to where we're going to be when we're in LA. So we are going to go and have a look at those and take some photos and stuff before we move to Anaheim. So I just wanted to mention that there as well, so I didn't forget about it. So yeah, that is our plans for while we are in sort of the LA portion of our trip. And then of course we move to Orlando. So we are flying with United Airlines to Orlando, and then obviously checking into Pop Century. We haven't been to Orlando now for 3 years, and as I said at the beginning, it is such a special place to us. It's where we got engaged, and we just can't wait to be back. There is so many new things that we're going to get to experience that have opened since we were last there. So much has changed, and we just love it so much that we cannot wait to be back for 2 whole weeks. We are doing all the parks. We are doing Universal, we're doing Walt Disney World, SeaWorld, Discovery Cove, Busch Gardens, and this is going to be a jam-packed trip of all of the things that we love the most. We've only been to Discovery Cove once, and I've only been to Busch Gardens once, so I can't wait to get back to those as well. SeaWorld, Universal and Walt Disney World we do on every trip that we go to Orlando, but we cannot wait to be back in the parks. And this time is going to be extra special as well, because we have got some really exciting extras planned for this trip. So not only do we have tickets booked for all of the parks, we also have tickets to Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party at Walt Disney World, and we have tickets to Halloween Horror Nights at Universal Orlando. Very different events, but we do really enjoy them both, and we can't wait to experience them again. We have done them multiple times before and we love them. Disney obviously is a much more child-friendly, family-friendly, easy to enjoy event with trick-or-treating, special Halloween fireworks, a parade. There is a special Halloween stage show. Everything you would expect from a Disney Halloween event is there, and we can't wait for it. Halloween Horror Nights, you can probably tell by the fact that it's called Horror Nights. It is a lot more scary. It's not exactly family-friendly. It's only recommended for ages 14 and over. But we absolutely love it. Even me being a complete horror wimp, I love it so much and I have such a good time when we're there. And we actually have 4 nights of our trip dedicated to Halloween Horror Nights, so we are very, very excited for that. As well as having tickets to Halloween Horror Nights, we have also booked an RIP tour for 1 night, so we do this on every trip. It is a brilliant way to get to see all of the houses. You get taken right to the front of the queue. It is a little bit more expensive, but for us it's worth it because we want to make sure that we can definitely do every house more than once, and this does guarantee that. It's also a good way to get to speak to some other people. You're in a group of about 8 to 10 people. You get to meet people from all over that have come just for Halloween Horror Nights, and get to meet some locals who do it multiple times every year. And we always have so much fun. The tour guides know everything about the houses, and they're always so fun, so entertaining, so interested in what you have to say and how you enjoy the houses. And we are really excited for that. I know I keep saying we're really excited for things, but we are just so excited. Yeah, and then we also have the Unmasking the Horror tour booked. So this is actually something that takes place through the day at Universal. You go through the houses with the lights on and get to see how they're put together, how things work. And I know I said it about some of the other things that I've mentioned, but we love seeing behind the scenes. We love understanding how they do things. So we can't wait to actually see how they put these houses together. You can book a 3-house or a 6-house tour. We're only doing the 3-house one because we didn't want to lose too much park time because we are only there for 4 days. So yeah, we have done the 3-house one. You don't know until the day which houses you're going to get to go through, but I'm sure whichever we get to see will be amazing. The houses that they've announced so far, we love the idea of all of them, so whichever we get, we will absolutely love. And then for our last night at Halloween Horror Nights, or HHN to abbreviate it, for our last night there, we have paid for express passes. The RIP tour we've booked for our first night, so we get to do all of the houses on our first night there. And then we also wanted to make sure we definitely got to do them all again on our last night. So we've paid for the express passes. We're going to do Stay and Scream, and we're going to make sure we make the most out of our last night at Horror Nights by getting in every single house and every scare zone and all of the shows. It's going to be jam-packed, but it is going to be so much fun. We have also booked a few other extra things. Now I know this all sounds a bit crazy and like we've booked so much stuff, but it is our honeymoon and it's like one big blowout holiday that has been building up for 3 years, and we've just really wanted to make the most out of it. So we have also booked for our first night in Magic Kingdom, we are doing the Enchantment dessert party. So Enchantment is the newest fireworks show in Magic Kingdom for the 50th anniversary. It looks absolutely brilliant. We did love Happily Ever After, and my husband especially absolutely loved Wishes, but Enchantment does look brilliant. We are really looking forward to experiencing it in person, and we wanted to make sure that our first time viewing it wasn't in a massive crush of people and wasn't with someone standing directly in front of you or lifting an iPad up in front of your face as soon as it starts. We've done the dessert parties before for some of the other fireworks shows, and it has always made it a much more relaxed viewing experience, and that is really what we wanted for our first viewing of Enchantment. So we've booked the dessert party. It takes place at Tomorrowland Terrace, so you could book a pre-party or a post-fireworks party. We went for the pre-fireworks party. We check in at 7:30 at Tomorrowland Terrace, and there we can have some drinks and some desserts, and then we get escorted over to the gardens on the hub of Magic Kingdom, which is blocked off just for people that have paid for the dessert party, and we get to watch the fireworks from there with a much less crowded view. So we are definitely looking forward to not having to fight for a place to see the fireworks, especially with the amazing projections that are on there now. We can't wait to not have to struggle and lean around people or over people to be able to see them. We have also booked to build a lightsaber at Zabby's workshop. That is something that my husband requested we do, and that was on his must-do list. So I made sure as soon as we could book that, I went on and booked it. I am actually really looking forward to it as well. He's definitely more of the Star Wars fan than I am, and this is definitely something that's more for him. But I can't wait to experience it. I get to go in and watch the whole thing and see him build it, and it looks like such a good experience. We've watched a few videos of it, and I just can't wait to see how that pans out and what kind of lightsaber we end up bringing home with us as well. Now, as that is something that is more for the husband, this next thing is something that is a little bit more for me. He probably wouldn't have chose to do it if I didn't want to do it so much. And we have booked to have one of the think it's called Capture the Moment or Capture Your Moment sessions in Magic Kingdom. So they do them in, I think it's all of the parks now, but we really wanted to do it in Magic Kingdom. And it is a 20-minute photo session, just you and a dedicated PhotoPass photographer. You get to pick out of a few areas in the park that you can go to have your photos taken. And you get to have lots of lovely photos taken. They are really good at taking photos where there isn't going to be loads of other people in the shots as well. And I'm really hoping we can get some photos at the Wish and Well next to Cinderella Castle, as that's where we got engaged. We're going to make a bit of an effort, dress a little bit nicer than we normally would for the park, and have that 20-minute photo session. We're going to take our bride and groom ear hats as well to get a couple of photos with those. And yeah, I am so super excited to get some lovely sort of wedding-y pictures in Magic Kingdom. I think they're going to turn out really, really well. And I think the last thing that I have to tell you about our plans is the dining that we've booked. So for those of you who aren't aware, currently at Walt Disney World you can book dining reservations 60 days in advance. It used to be 180, but since the pandemic it is now down to 60 days. So 60 days in advance, and then if you're on site you can book the first 10 days of your trip in one go. So we have booked 5 places to eat at a table service meal this time. Some of them are classics that we've been to a lot that we know we love, and then a couple of them are new to us. So we have booked Via Napoli in Epcot. As you can probably tell by the name, even if you don't know, that is an Italian. The pasta and the pizza there is it's so delicious. It has like an open kitchen where you can see them being cooked. All of the servers know so much about the food and the drinks, and it is just one of the nicest Italian meals we have ever had. So we knew we had to go back there. We have also booked Yak and Yeti in Animal Kingdom. The chicken curry there is to die for, and every time I think about it I just need that chicken curry, so I cannot wait to be able to have that again. And normally where we've been seated, I'm hoping we can sit there again, as you get to look out the windows into the park, and we love doing a bit of people watching while we eat, so I'm hoping that we get sat there again as well. So yeah, those are the 2 that are ones we've done numerous times before, but we love them, so we've booked to go back there. And then we have also booked the Sci-Fi Drive-In at Hollywood Studios. That is a place that has always intrigued me. I've always liked the look of it, but it's just never been one that we've ended up doing, and we decided this time that we really wanted to go and try it. It's like a drive-in movie theatre, so there is some tables to sit at, but there's also like the old-fashioned classic cars to sit in as well, and they have tables in the cars and a big movie screen that plays like little shorts and adverts, sort of classic ones that would have been played like back in sort of the 50s, 60s, that kind of era. So yeah, we're gonna try that out this time as well. And then we have booked the Plaza in Magic Kingdom. They do some fries in there. I can't remember if they're called like dirty fries or if they're just called like bacon fries. Whatever they are, they sounded amazing. So once I saw them on the menu, that was a definite must do. So we are actually going there before our photo session in Magic Kingdom. So I'm very excited to try there. That's another new one for us. And then the last new one is a very, very sought after dining experience. And we have booked to go to Space 220, just in the lounge, not in the sort of full restaurant. We just wanted to go really, mainly for the experience because it looks amazing, and also some of the food items and some of the cocktails sound really, really good. So if you're not aware, it is a new restaurant that has opened in Epcot, and they've essentially themed it so it feels like you get in a lift and go up into space, and all of the windows are like screens, so it looks like you're in space when you're eating, and it looks amazing. All of the food and drinks are like space themed, so they're normal foods but they've put a twist on them to make it sound like space foods. He's barking because he can see something out the window, sorry about that. He has to be like the star of the show in every video. Yeah, so we've also booked Space 220 as well. It is a really, really difficult to get reservation. If you don't get on there right as soon as your 60-day window opens, chances are you're not going to get it. So I was so relieved and so happy when we got that reservation. But yeah, I think that is everything. I don't want to go into too much detail with everything because, as I said, I am going to do a Q&A. So if you have anything more that you want to know, if you're interested in anything I've mentioned and you want to know a bit more about it, please do pop some questions in the comments or come and ask over on my Instagram. And when I do a Q&A before our honeymoon, I will answer them in there. But But yeah, I don't want to bore you or go on for too long with too many details. So I just wanted to come on today and give you a bit of an overview of our plans. Honestly, it gets me excited just talking about our plans, so I have really enjoyed filming this video. And yeah, I just wanted to, I guess, get the honeymoon content started. There's going to be a lot more honeymoon stuff coming, and then of course, after our honeymoon, I will do a haul of the things that we buy, and I'll start uploading some videos of what we did while we were away. So as I said at the beginning, if you have enjoyed this video, please do give it a big thumbs up. Leave me a comment, as I said, if there's anything you want to know more about. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done so already. Really does mean the world to me when people subscribe, and I'm almost at 50 subscribers now, not too far away, so I'm really hoping that I can hit that milestone really soon. And I will see you next week. I think I might be doing a bit of a general chatty Q&A next week, unless something comes up that I want to film. So I will see you again then, and thank you so much for watching. Bye.